I never really was intending on actually getting rid of it. That's why I had it up for 50 grand. I think maybe if somebody pulled up with that cash, then I probably could have parted ways with it. I'm battling a couple things with it on loss of inspiration to continue building it. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's burnout, right? I was saying in the last video, there's burnout with certain things that you do in life when you keep continuously doing the same thing. And yeah, I can jump to retune that car and make X amount of power, but in my mind, there's no more goal with that car anymore, right? I feel like it's pretty much finished. So that's why I went to go jump to the drift car and the Volvo ahead of time, prematurely. And so I guess right now I'm trying to battle and see what the I don't know what the goal is with it. I could retune it. I could also sell it. Somebody offered me a couple months ago, like 45 and 46K, and that's a pretty solid deal for that car. Granted, the only thing I probably would take in place of that is something that would almost be exactly like it, which in my mind seems kind of dumb to build, right? Like, I would go and do a wagon. I'm not sure what kind of wagon yet. Obviously, the height of all the wagons is the RS6 Avant. Can't afford that, but there are options to play with, like a 328 X-Drive wagon. There's a few things I could do, but I'm just not sure just yet, so we'll check it out. Okay, so I just got this in from DNB, and this also goes like in reference to what I'm talking about when I say why it's like hard to stay motivated or stay interested in cars out here in California. Dude, my truck registration. All right, I gotta hide my address or whatever. I mean, look at that, bro. Like, fucking 445, and this is actually cheaper from last year. Last year's was like 620, and all it is, I still have the typical $120 registration fee that everybody has in California, but all the trucks that are over 6,000 pounds all get classified as commercial, and so you get a weight fee in California for the fixing of the roads, which is fucking ridiculous. So, I mean, think about this. So I got to pay reg on this one, right? Okay, cool. So now I've got this, and then I've got reg on the Volvo, which is, well, I non-opt it because of this fucking reason. I'm still driving it, but whatever. But you got 130 bucks right here, 500 there, right? And then I have the red car here. So what does this one cost me? This is another 135, and I paid reg on that because I wanted to drive it, but I still haven't driven it yet. So right there, you're looking at almost a G already. Oh wait, the bikes. The bikes are another 120 per bike. So it's fucking ridiculous. And that's the hard part about like trying to become a California car like YouTuber if you're not like already crazy well off or have a shitload of income coming in. It's hard to continue to build all these projects. That's what I'm like running into, and why there's like a little bit of burnout, because I put so much time and effort and money and had fun with this. I want to continue to build new cars and go into something else, but it's like, dude, fuck it. It's hard to keep doing that when, besides all the registration fees, like smog is going to keep being annoying for all these cars post 75. That's also why I got the Volvo, because the Volvo, the smog on that is what? Nothing. It's fucking it's exempt because pre 75. So that's a benefit there. Saves me some coin. But yeah, bro, beyond that, it's fucking impossible to try and like continue and keep up with all these projects. So with all that said, with how expensive it is to own, maintain, and continue builds in California, it does leave me the idea back and forth about like selling this car. And like I said, I don't know that I could. I built a YouTube channel about it. Pruz and I put, I don't know how many, countless hours into it, and it's a one-of-a-kind build, right? There's like not many ISs that are out there that have a full build or that are making a shitload of power that look like this. So it would be like I'd be losing a piece of me, right? But I've also done that same situation, that same thing with the last car that I had, the S2000. I did that with the Drift IS300. I guess it's like a double-edged sword, right? There's some things that you're trying to measure as far as like what keeps the progress going or what keeps you feeling non-stagnant. Does that make sense? Like, I would usually end up being done with the car then sell it. That's like what the goal was with the Honda Prelude, with the S2000, with the FRS. That was a flip thing. And so this, even though this is like my big baby, this is the car, I don't know. I need to find something else in it that I can pull out as far as inspiration goes. Because if you look at all these YouTubers, let me get into this, because this is what bugs me about a lot of these guys. So if you look at a lot of these YouTubers, the thing that irritates me the most is their channels do so well when they can continue to keep putting out new cars. Like, Seriously, and I mean dissect them all. There's very few guys that don't continuously buy new vehicles that keeps their content pushing. And all they're doing, and this is what I told you guys from the get-go, all they're doing is throwing money at a vehicle, throwing money at a project. When, again, in my mind, well, how does that make them any different from anybody else that's just buying shit and posting about it, right? There's no style there. There's no fun. There's no creativity there. And I guess that's, I can only, like, talk down on that because I don't have that in my court. But, I don't know. I feel like even if I did have, let's say, X amount of money coming in, I don't think I would just keep continuously buying cars. I think that just gets fucking old and boring, and then you'll just never stop. You'll become a collector, and you'll have, 12 Porsches and these other racetrack cars in the garage you never fire up and never have time to. I think minimizing it and having a specific number of cars for a specific amount of reasons would be fun, because then you get use out of all of them, right? Like, when I don't want to take the red car or the truck, I'll smash the Volvo because it's a cruiser and I'm hanging out and I feel cool in the Volvo and it's a cool little V8 chassis. And then when I'm feeling like I want to get on the throttle a little bit, and I can't really do that if I'm just coming down the street from my other house to here in the red car, then I'll hop on the bike. The bike's fun to fucking rip around downtown and do like side street stuff. Like that's why we got the Groms, but now the bikes are a level up. So there's a lot of things that I have that are usable for certain reasons, right? Like we're going camping, or not camping, we're going to a cabin this weekend. I'm taking the truck. The truck gets me up to the snow. I can do shit like that. I can carry stuff in it. It's a utility vehicle, the daily, if you will. So for me, continuing to have this car is tough. I'm trying to find a different goal within it. I think I could finish out tuning it. I could. Then that's a simple thing, but I don't know where that gets me after that. I'm hesitant to do it because I feel like it's just one video away and then cool, done. Now I made power and now what, right? I got to find another reason why to keep this or why to continue to keep going on it or what to do with it. Because there's only so many videos that so much more content I can create on it that would keep me interested, where I'm already not really interested. Which is why I talk about thinking about going to a different chassis. Now, I can't keep buying new cars. I can't keep maintaining the price of registration between 4 cars, and then maintenance on all those. And then also have like motorcycles, right? It just gets to be too much right now with the way I'm living. In California too, right? It's already expensive out here. So this is a double-edged sword. Do I sell this and do I fund another project build that would maybe create some inspiration and creativity and like do something else on the channel? Would that be hard to sell it? Like, am I fucking losing myself when I do it? I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm like trying to factor in, and I think that's also why I jumped back more into the bikes, because there's like little mini itches I can scratch, little mini speed things and motorsports things I can get after, and so yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. It's tough though. It's definitely I don't know. I'm frustrated, but I want to make this video for you guys so you can like feel what it's like to like be in this situation, because I feel like a lot of YouTubers don't say that. The ones that get successful, they won't like acknowledge this. They just keep doing more projects and shit and like buying new things. And maybe that's, I don't know, is that it, right? I don't know. I would like to get to a point where I could buy more cheaper cars that I'm into and keep doing fun budgeter builds, like budgeter, it's not a word. Fun lower budget builds, and then get to a point where yeah. I guess the other thing that held me back from jumping into a new chassis, the other thing I was thinking about, was when I was really interested in getting an FDRX7. That was a big goal there because it was one of my dream cars. And then the pricier they got throughout COVID, I didn't want to spend the money on them, right? They were so fucking expensive. And I was trying to figure out, why did I want that chassis? Like, I liked the idea of having a 2-seater car again. Something that I can kind of go rip around, that's a fun little track go-kart feel. But again, when it comes back to me, I'm very picky on like rarity and style, and so an FD is pretty rare, and I love the body lines. But at 50 grand for a fucking like a non-molested RX-7, like 30 grand for a shell, that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. So then you just like you lose inspiration on the next car to buy or build, the next dream or whatever. So all those things came into came to the plate when we were thinking about building the drift cars, and then we did, and everything was kind of like pushing aside the idea to like get a Tug Canyon car, a 2-seater and stuff. And maybe I need to go back to that idea. Maybe I can keep this and I can go back to a cheaper 2-seater car. I can grab I don't know, like the new Supra I was saying that was attractive. But is the new Supra attractive at 65K? It's fucking not. No, hell no. So yeah, I don't know. I'm at a bit of a standstill, and I'm trying to sift through it. And this video primarily, I know it's a talking head video, right? I'm just sitting here
babbling and just it's not that fucking entertaining. But I'm trying to voice over what I'm feeling so that you guys can understand why there was so much stagnant like energy around this and like where I don't know where's it gonna go. There's a lot of things that are going against me out here, and I haven't even touched on the California car community. Like, it is so fucking bullshit out here. Like the sideshow stuff ruins it. Your car's hotter as far as like being out and driving around. There's no car events to go to anymore. There's not a lot of stuff besides like some shitty cars and coffees that are super deep in the in like the South Bay or SF. So yeah, there's just a lot of things that have kind of changed out here that don't make it fun for, you know, car stuff on the weekend, which is why I've also golfed so much. I'd rather you value certain hobbies and certain time spending on the money, right? Like, or certain time to money ratio and what the value is out of it. I can wake up at 5:30 a.m. and go to another Cars and Coffee and see the same cars and drive all the way out there for a couple hours and then just get bored and have a headache and come back. Or I can go spend $50 on a golf round in the morning, go play for 6 hours, and then come back and have a ton more fun, you know? So I was doing a bit of both. I was like losing car inspiration and then playing more golf and whatever, and I'm trying to get back into this. So this is just a video so you guys can understand where I'm at, and I'm slowly trying to figure it back out. I think I probably should just go and pay for the tune and get it retuned, make more power and stuff like that, but I'm afraid to, because I don't know what the next videos series that your channel will evolve into then. So yeah. Feel free to chime in on the comments too, like what you guys think. It's a bit of a battle. It is a creator battle, right? Content creation, but for the things that you want to do.